Dear children, in the nation building process, we all have studied how the Germany was unified by the efforts of your Otto von Bismarck, and he is basically called as the architect of your Germany. Today, we are going to discuss about the next nation state here. This is your Italy. And Italy, it was also having a long history of the political fragmentation. Children, the Italian people, they were also scattered over several dynastic states, including your multinational Habsburg Empire. If we and we should firstly understand what was the political condition of your Italy. So Italy was politically fragmented into seven states for a long period of time, and the northern part of your Italy, it was ruled by your Austrian Habsburg Empire, whereas the central part of your Italy, it was ruled by the Pope, and the southern part of your Italy, it was ruled by the rulers of your Bourbon kingdom, or the Bourbon rulers of your Spain. So there was only one state which was ruled by your Italian princely house, and this was known as Sardinia Piedmont. So Sardinia Piedmont was the only state which was ruled by the Italian princely house. Along with that also, children, we find that the Italian language, it was also not acquired its common form, and in the different regions there was a lot of variation in the Italian language also. So now in the process of the unification of Italy, effort was already started earlier in the year of 1830 by Giuseppe Mazzini. Children, if you remember that during the 1830s, now it was a Giuseppe Mazzini who had put his effort to unite the Italy. But as you know that he was failed. And Giuseppe Mazzini, he had also set up various secret societies. The most important was your Young Italy, which he had set up in the year of 1831. And what was the aim? Simply to unify the different regions of your Italy, different states of your Italy. And why he wanted to unify? Because he always believed that the nations are the natural units of mankind. But children, as we see that the Giuseppe Mazzoni, he couldn't get the success in just unifying to the Italian Republic there, just to form the Italian Republic there. And when there was a failure of these revolutionary uprisings in the year of 1831 and also in 1848, it was meaning that now the burden of the unification of your Italy was going to fall on the shoulders of the ruler of your Sardinia Piedmont. That was a single or the only Italian princely house, and the ruler was your Victor Emmanuel II. So it means here that when the uprising took place in the year of 1831 or 1848, and when the success could not be achieved there, so ultimately now the king Victor Emmanuel II, who was a ruler of the Italian princely house, that is of the Sardinia Piedmont, he felt that now the responsibility is on his shoulder to unify the Italy there. And why he wanted to unify the Italy? Because he wanted to bring the economic development and the political domination. Because of that only he wanted to unify the Italy. So now under his leadership only the unification process of the Italy was begin. But now here we see a very important role was played by his chief minister, or the Italian chief minister, whose name was Count Camilo di Cavour. Now this Cavour, he was the chief minister, and he had also tried to unify the different regions of your Italy. Now Cavour, children, he was neither a revolutionary nor a diplomat. He was also speaking very good French instead of the Italian, and he was a very tactful person. So his tactful diplomacy has sought the help of France in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859. So ultimately as the Caviar, when he was a diplomatic person here, so he had joined the hands, or he had got a support by the France there, and then he got a success in defeating to the Austrian forces in the year of 1859. And in this way, now the Sardinia Piedmont ruler, he has got a success in the northern part of your Italy, and the northern part of Italy was merged with your Sardinia Piedmont. Now, in the same way, children, on the other hand side, a large number of the armed volunteers under the leadership of your Giuseppe Garibaldi, they had also joined the battle. And as you remember that in the southern part of your Italy, it was your Spanish, or the rulers of your Bourbon rulers of your Spain, who were ruling there. So now these under the leadership of your Giuseppe Garibaldi only in 1860, now these people, they mass into the south of the Italy there, and the kingdom of the two Sicilies, and they got a success in winning a support of the local peasants in order to drive out the Spanish rulers from that region there. And in this way, in the year of 1861, Victor Emmanuel II, he was proclaimed the king of your united Italy there. So this way, children, the process of the unification of the Italy, it was completed in the year of your 1861 there, and Italy was properly unified. Now the next is the case of your Britain. So the heading is given the strange case of your Britain. Children, as we see that no British nations were existing prior to the 18th century, and the entire British Isles, they were consisted of the different ethnic groups like your English, Welsh, Scott, Irish people there, and each group followed their own cultural and the political traditions. But later on, what happened? That due to the growth of the wealth and the importance of the power of the English state, now the English nation could try to extend its influence over the other parts of your island there. Now, at the same time, we also see that the English Parliament has played a very important role in controlling the power of the monarchy in the year of 1688 through the various bloodless revolutions. England and Scotland, they formed an Act of Union in the year of 1707, and this act led the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. It means here that when the United Kingdom of Great Britain was formed, what does it mean? That now England was able to impose its influence over the Scotland. And the Scottish people, now they were under the domination of your England there. As such, we see that the Catholic clans which were living in your Scotland there, they all had to suffer with the terrible repression which was started by your British or by the English people there. The Scottish people, they were not allowed to speak their own language, which was called as the Gaelic language. So Gaelic language, which was spoken by the Scottish people, they were not allowed to speak that language, or they were not allowed to use their own national dress there. So this way, now by signing the Act of Union of 1707, English people, they had established their influence or the domination over the people of Scotland. And whatever was happened with the Scotland, same was the destiny of your Ireland. Ireland, what happened in the Ireland? As such, the Ireland is basically was having the population of your Catholics and Protestants, and the Britishers, they who were basically the Protestants only. So these Britishers, they had helped to the Protestants of the island to dominate the large Catholics people or the large Catholic population living in your island there. Now the Catholics people or the Catholics in the island, they opposed this movement and they tried to revolt under the leadership of your Wolfe Tone and his United Irishmen, but they failed. And ultimately what happened, that the use of the force island was incorporated into the United Kingdom in the year of 1801. And children, along with this also, at the end what happened, the Irish people, now they were not having any other option than just to become the subordinate partner of the new Britain nation there. So this way, now the Irish people or the people of the island, they were also being suppressed by your British people there, and they had to be a part of your new Britain British nation there. Now, as the symbol of the New Britain were your British flag, which is popularly known as your Union Jack, or the national anthem, which is basically the Save God, our noble King, and the English language. Now, all these were actively promoted by your English people to the entire British Isles there, and the older nations survived only as a subordinate partners in this union. So, children, in this case of the strange case of your Great Britain, what we see that unlike the rest part of the Europe, nationalism came in Britain from the decision of the people in power, not by the people's desire to unite or countrywide movement there. So this way the case of your British nation state was very different there, and the English people, when they had got the is in the strength of their wealth there, then they had started controlling to the different people who were living on the British Isles there. And then ultimately through the act of your union there, your United Kingdom of Great Britain was formed there. And finally the your old states there or the old nations there, they all had to accept the supremacy or the dominance of your Britain there. Thank you.